Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the final season of Squid Game.
Yeah, the show that pretty much took over the world.
Absolutely. And what we want to do today is basically unpack the latest from Netflix Tudum about season 3. Give you the key stuff, without getting lost in absolutely everything.
Exactly. We've got the official word from Netflix: release dates, plot hints, who's coming back,
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Right. And just for anyone who maybe needs a quick reminder, Squid Game, it's Netflix's biggest non-English show ever.
Huge. The premise is pretty stark, isn't it? People in serious debt playing children's games.
Yeah, but like deadly children's games. All for a shot at insane money.
Insane is the word.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The really big news. Season 3, it's confirmed as the finale, and we finally know when it's dropping.
We do. Get ready. June 27th, 2025. That's the date Netflix is locked in.
June 27th, 2025. Wow, okay.
Yeah, and they've already put out a teaser, some first look photos too.
Yeah.
And they're being really clear. This is it. The end of the Squid Game story.
And it sounds like it's going to pick up right where things left off, which was intense.
Oh, definitely. The Tudum piece says season 3 starts immediately after that devastating twist from the season 2 finale.
We should probably circle back to that twist in a bit, remind everyone what happened.
Good idea. But plot-wise for season 3, we're looking at Gi-hun being at a real low point after everything.
Yeah, understandably.
But the game itself just keeps doing relentless.
Yeah.
So he and whoever else survived, they're facing even tougher choices, more dangerous games.
And the article mentions the consequences escalating each round. How much worse can it get?
Right. You'd think they'd hit the limit, but the show always finds a way. It suggests the stakes are just going to keep climbing.
It really does. Okay, and what about other characters? Like the front man?
He's back, in-ho, resuming his position, welcoming back those creepy VIPs.
The VIPs.
Yeah. And meanwhile, his brother, Detective Junho, still searching for the truth. Still determined.
But isn't there something about a traitor?
Exactly. Junho apparently has no idea there's a traitor in his circle. That's going to complicate things massively.
Seriously. Talk about high stakes. So the main conflict seems to be boiling down to Gi-hun versus the front man.
It looks that way. The article kind of frames it like that. Can Gi-hun actually bring the games down, or is the front man just going to break him completely?
Wow. That's quite the setup for a final season.
Definitely a showdown brewing.
Now, you mentioned a teaser and photos. What did they actually show? Any clues?
Well, the teaser apparently shows Gi-hun, back in the dorm area
No.
after the failed rebellion.
Right. Looking pretty defeated, I imagine.
Yeah. You see other players, you see the VIPs again. The vibe is just maximum tension. Peak stakes, they called it.
And there was something about a sound, a shocking sound.
Yeah, right at the end, no clue what it is. Could be anything, a new game element, a big reveal. Kind of leaves you hanging.
It does. Okay, and the photos.
They give us a look at Gi-hun, of course, some allies, some enemies. Interestingly, a named Pink Guard. No ill.
A named guard. That is interesting. Usually they're anonymous.
Exactly. Maybe we get more perspective from inside the machine this season. And we see Detective Junho again, still on the case, and the front man looking, well, like the front man.
Ominous.
Pretty much. So
Yeah.
the visuals confirm the key players are back and hint at the dynamics.
Speaking of players, the article listed the confirmed cast, right?
Oh, yeah, quite a list. Good to see who's definitely returning.
So obviously Lee Jung-jae as Gi-hun, player 456.
Can't have the show without him. And Lee Byung-hun as the front man.
Chillingly good. Wee Ha-jun is back too as Hwang Jun-ho, the detective.
Yep. And then a whole bunch of returning players from presumably the previous games or contexts.
Yeah.
You've got Yim Si-won as Myung-gi, player 333.
Okay.
Kang Han-nol as Daeho, 388. Park Sung-hoon as Hyun-ju, 120. Yang Dong-jin as Young-sek, player 007.
007, interesting number.
Right. Kang Asem as Jung-ja, 149. Jo Uriye as Jun-hee, 222. Lee David as Min-soo, 125.
Wow, okay.
Ro Jae-won as Nam-gyu, 124. And Park Ga-young as No-wol, that's the pink guard we mentioned.
Yeah, that's a solid lineup. Suggests a lot of stories are going to come to a head.
Definitely feels like they're setting up a complex finale.
So to really get where season 3 is starting, we need to remember that season 2 cliffhanger. Can you just quickly recap that for us?
Sure. So end of season 2, Gi-hun tried to lead a player rebellion, right, to take over the control center.
Yeah, it almost looked like they might succeed for a second.
Almost. But then, bam, the front man, who, shocker, turned out to be player 001, the old man, in disguise all along.
Still reeling from that one.
He double-crossed Gi-hun completely, crushed the rebellion brutally. And the worst part, Gi-hun's friend, Jung-bae, killed by the front man right there.
Just devastating. Utter betrayal.
Exactly. Left Gi-hun absolutely broken, and that's where season 3 picks up. The psychological fallout from that is going to be huge.
And didn't Lee Jung-jae say something interesting about Gi-hun's mindset?
Yeah, in the Tudum piece, he suggested Gi-hun might not even fully grasp that it was player 001, the front man, who betrayed him. He might be blaming himself for the failure.
Oh, wow. So he doesn't even know the full extent of the deception.
Potentially not, according to Lee Jung-jae. Imagine how that could mess with his head going into the final games.
That changes things. It could make him more vulnerable, maybe. Or maybe even more reckless.
Hard to say. But it adds another layer of complexity to his fight, if he doesn't know who the real enemy was in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so lots to chew on. If people want more details leading up, where should they look? While keeping our focus here on what we know now.
Well, the Tudum article itself says more news will drop on their site, tudum.com, as we get closer to June 2025.
Makes sense.
And it briefly mentions the official Squid Game podcast did a deep dive on the Season 2 finale, if you want that specific recap. But yeah, we've hit the main points Netflix revealed for Season 3 here.
Okay, great. So let's just quickly summarize the absolute must-knows. Squid Game Season 3. It is the final season.
Confirmed.
It premieres June 27th, 2025.
Mark the calendar.
It picks up right after Gi-hun's failed rebellion and that massive betrayal by the frontman, who is player 001.
Yep. Raw and immediate aftermath.
And we're expecting returning characters facing even bigger, deadlier